I cheated on my husband only 2 months after our wedding, and I never intend to tell him.
Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started.
I cheated on my husband only 2 months after our wedding, and I never intend to tell him. Background: early in our relationship, we were long distance and it was rough on both of us. We both cheated one another, although my cheating was longer and more extensive. After we moved in together, he found a confession journal of mine. Why it didn't padlock the damn thing, I'll never know. Read it, confronted me, and also told me about his indiscretion. There was crying and a few days of bewilderment, but we got over it. Interlude: after getting very drunk at my best friend's wedding in 2006, I had a one night stand with a friend of the bride who just coming off a divorce. Damn, I played it off in my head as if I was doing a public service for the guy. Getting him back on a track of actually like himself, which did happen actually. He went on to be a major player in a successful gubernatorial campaign and ended up copying a job in the administration. However, after my walk of shame in the morning, I told myself no more. I wasn't going to do this to anyone, and I was going to turn over a new leaf. So I moved in with him. There was the thing with the journal, and then nothing. He proposed, and we ended up getting married in 2009. The problem: 2 months after our wedding, I dropped my newly minted husband off at the airport to go away for a conference. Since I had driven to a major city to do this, I looked up a friend who lived in a city to hang out and catch up. We'll call him Dan. Do things about Dan? He's like a gentleman's gentleman. He opens doors, scoots you into your seat, and pays for everything. Chivalry is not dead in his eyes. Second, he towers over my 5'9" height with a 6'5" height. He's the only person I've ever met that makes me feel dainty. Either way, we hang out, talk, eat, drink a fuck ton of alcohol. Driving to confess by the ethanol, then blurts out how he hasn't had sex in over a year and is beginning to doubt himself with women, and has even tried to think about gays. I make the appropriate soothing noises, and the evening goes on. We drink even more alcohol, including stopping on our way back to his apartment to pick up tonic for GNTs. And once we get back to the apartment, we continue to chat. Dan had been unable to come to our wedding because of a work commitment, so I had actually brought the DVD with our wedding pictures in it to show him. That right, I was showing him my wedding pictures when things got nasty. I was sitting on his lap because of no other chairs in his bedroom, and realized that I was wearing garters and stockings because they were pressed into him. One thing led to another, and all of a sudden, I was on the floor in front of his fireplace moaning for all I was worth, with the skirt of my dress hiked up around my waist. Things moved to bed eventually, and I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we woke up both his roommates. I later found out that it was the first time he had ever received oral. He had just turned 29, and also his first time doing anal. In my strange brain, I was kind of proud of all of this, and very glad that he felt so much better about his sexuality and his prowess with women. Oh, and let me tell you, Redditors, in his year of, he had not lost his skill. The three of our times we had sex that night was fucking fantastic. In fact, I can still remember how sore my pussy felt the next day from him. God, it was good. However, on a drive back home the next morning, I had an attack of conscience. He'd already sent me some lurid text and one photo of his dick. I flipped out at him. I am a married woman. You can't be sending my shit like that. And on in that fashion. It was pretty horrible of me. I told him not to text me until I figure out my brain a little better. Conclusion, and that brings us up to today, my friends. I've somehow managed not to tell my husband, keep up the friendship with Dan, and I have absolutely no intention of ever telling my husband. It would do nothing but hurt him. And if I'm being honest with myself, having sex with Dan was a public service, and I had been faithful for over 3 years. Mainly the reason I'm confessing it, that I'm weakening again. And I'm trying to figure out if I can see Dan again.